I am excited, folks. I'm excited. We're going to talk about the Bro Bros 420 membership today. Did you get yours? Did you? I am excited, folks. I'm excited. We're going to talk about the Bro Bros 420 membership today. Did you get yours? Did you?
And we're live, Bros.
Hey, we're live. How are you? Is that weird?
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why you're so much louder than normal on my end, but I just saw you redline hard for the audience.
I overmodulated.
Yeah, a little bit.
Technical term.
He's just excited.
I'm pumped.
Did
you tweet this?
I did. I tweeted it. I said live now. We're running a few minutes behind, 7 minutes behind, but that's fine. People will get up in here. Shout out to Art Officials, the Dingleberries up in here, Austin, Cat Toshi Syndicate, How Goes It, Bro? Good time with Mello, Joshua, love you, Bro. We definitely got to reconnect.
We'll be in Miami.
I know. I got to help him. We got to finish that comic we did and just drop it to the members. So I had a dream about that 2 nights ago, actually.
What?
Yeah, I had a
He's
dream.
haunting your dreams.
Yeah, I had a dream about Joshua and the comic like 2 nights ago. So it actually may have been last night. I just slept so hard it feels like it was 2 nights ago.
It's 2 nights in your mind.
If you guys are watching live, go ahead and share this on social media. Go ahead and tweet it out, post it on Facebook, then delete Facebook after you do that. And welcome our guests, Aaron and Alexander. Shout out to Flote.app. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. And let's get this party started, Bros.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us.
Yep.
I'm excited. I was just telling Ken before we rolled live that it just feels like it's been forever since we've seen each other. And the last time we actually hung out was in Miami for Shitcoin 2021, where Flote sponsored. And it was just such a good time. I'll never forget that.
Thank you, by the way, for sponsoring, because a lot of friends that I thought would have decided not to, and I think it was because they were sponsoring Bitcoin 2021, and they decided to not show love to the shitcoin 2021. And I'm not gonna lie, they know who they are because they broke my heart pretty damn near publicly. They didn't even show up to shitcoin, let alone sponsor it. And it was, friends that I just would have, and then you and Kingsley came out of nowhere with their love with Flote. And I'm just like, bro, I almost cried when I heard that you guys were down to sponsor shitcoin.
Aww.
Because you guys were there's so much happening for Flote, especially at the time. You had so much going on that it just meant a lot that you guys were showing the love when I saw so many people that were at polished product time, and they could have, and they chose not to. So I just want to say it really did mean a lot that you guys, helped make Shitcoin 2021 possible.
Well, the thing is, it's just, first of all, I understand I've thrown conferences before, you definitely find out who your friends are, Second of all, I think the name kind of off-puts some people and they don't want their projects associated with that. But for us, we were just you know what, especially after hearing how kind of toxic Bitcoin 2021 was being to kind of all the other side projects out there that were trying to accomplish something.
Well, that's why we called it shitcoin, because they called everybody a shitcoin and uninvited them for being a shitcoin. So
I know. Once we heard that, we were just you know what, we're jumping in with both feet. We're proud to be, we're proud to be part of the shitcoin crowd. And honestly, it's you guys were the highlight of that week for sure.
Thank you.
It people, people didn't have to stand around a corner and miss the entire conference, for half the day. You guys didn't oversell the conference. Like, you guys had quality content, and
it was free, $5 at the door, or free to RSVP.
Yeah.
I kept telling people, just come in.
he was literally sneaking people into my conference.
I was just like, just come on, okay? Like, this is because it's a community. Like, if someone's like, hey, like, if I seen them, like, they couldn't find their money or something,
loud, bro, but your mic
turn me down.
I can't just turn you down. You have to do something with your microphone, bro. Your microphone's twice as loud as hers.
How's this?
Wait, a little bit louder.
Yeah?
A little bit.
The new mic, too.
A little bit louder.
Here.
That's good. That's good.
We did it together as a team.
Perfect.
Teamwork.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're about to make one of our audience members deaf in their right ear.
You can only hope, because they weren't having a true impact on them.
Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
But it makes me so sad that, that you felt, that your friends didn't sponsor. But you know what? Next year, we'll support you guys again because, we're a community and we love you guys. And you've been one of Flote's biggest supporters from the start. So
we're live on Flote.app right now, bros. If you want to check it out, if you're watching, because I go live so many places that if you're watching it somewhere, I always recommend Flote. So go to Flote.app, check out the live streams there. I was actually doing an impromptu cartoon stream party thing last night. I was watching some cartoons. I had a guest on the podcast yesterday, Jason from Jerome Baker art, right? Baker. Yeah, and he sent me the a cartoon. He was in an episode of the Freak Brothers. Yeah, the Freak Brothers on Tubi TV. So I was streaming that on Flote while I watch it. It's like I want to watch it. I don't want to watch it alone. So I was like, fuck. I just like threw an impromptu live stream together on Flote and watched some cartoons with some friends. So it was awesome.
I think I sent you a super chat.
I seen that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can send like Satoshi chats. I feel like that's what we should call them, Satoshi chats, because the super chats like on YouTube here. Like shout out to the bro, because I think Mellow Fellow, he shot me a super chat yesterday. YouTube snags 30 to 40% of every dollar super chatted, but Flote.app takes nothing from the sats sent my way. So. You can always show a bro love on Flote.app and use Satoshis. I wanted to see. Soon,
sorry. I was going to say, and pretty soon we'll be adding more currencies to Flote if Alexander wants to talk more about that.
I was actually going to see if Alex wanted to talk a little bit about when NFTs on Flote, but yeah, let's start with when we can see like maybe some other blockchain interoperability on Flote.app, and what would that look like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so the Flote token is coming imminently. We're working on the new platform that's been built from the ground up. And so it's going to be way more stable, way more features that we're going to be rolling out regularly. And
dark mode.
One of the, all sorts of modes.
You know what? At this point, I think you could have people pay for dark mode. you could just charge us all $1 in Satoshis, and we would pay to get fucking dark mode.
Absolutely, and that's so true. But we don't want to charge you for a basic feature.
I know. I'm just saying that's Anyway, yeah, that would be fucking great. So, I guess like with that included, like, what are some of like, the ETAs on, some of this coming out?
It's hard to say when exactly. Can't give like a hard date on it, but we are still aiming for, end of this year, beginning of next year for the new platform to launch.
Okay.
And then shortly thereafter, excuse me, we're going to be releasing all the tokenized features. So, tipping on posts. We're going to be expanding our, P2P payment interactions and what is it? Sorry, I got sick brain right now. I got a little bit of a head cold, so I'm a little slow this morning.
I got like an earworm. I can't get it out of my head, so I'm just going to say it and cut you off. When Dark Side of the Moon? That's what I want to call this update. When Dark Side of the Moon, instead of when Moon, when Dark Side of the Moon, because dark mode. Anyway, do go on.
It's all good. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, all sorts of features for Float token, and then we're also going to be adding support for various other tokens as well. Because they're the big boys, we're going to be bringing in Bitcoin and Ethereum, but it's all on layer 2, so it's going to be wrapped. And so super cheap, but you can still get the value out of it, and all of that. So bring in the big boys first, and then, potentially onboard other currencies down the road.
Yeah.
But there are going to be specific things that you can only do with float tokens. So you can get on there and, buy and sell, trade with your friends in various tokens, but things like tipping, content, I see your post and I love it, I want to give you a little kickback, can only do that in float tokens.
Okay.
So
for now,
some tokens.
for now,
Mhm.
I was just hanging out with the minds.com co-founder on this past Friday, and we were basically talking about the interoperability that we want to kind of fit in with all these different platforms. And so I believe we're going to start having the conversation with Phil Ottman and the Minds team, hopefully, about making it so in the future you'll be able to kind of tip Minds tokens on a float post, and and hopefully
awesome.
Vice versa. So that is
Yep.
that's definitely in the future, but that's something that we're thinking about and really trying to build those partnerships.
The fact that conversation is even on the table is pretty fucking badass when you think about like how unlikely Facebook and Twitter were to ever be to work together in any level of interoperability, and seeing Minds and Float kind of come to that conversation alone is like, bro, this is where we're headed. Like, interoperability is going to be I think a standard for businesses moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
I think having monopolies on whether it's like OSs or platforms in general, that's going to not just stifle your own innovation, but stifle user adoption, and I think, so that's awesome that, you can have that, interoperability from Minds to Float kind of conversation alone is pretty badass. Like, think about it. Like, where, like, legacy industries, when would you see a corporate level conversation happening where it's like, it's still 2021 and I can't use my BJ's club to get into a Sam's club?
Right.
Like,
it's
they
that
literally don't want to
interoperability.
work together, and you guys already starting this conversation because that's what blockchain it encourages, interoperability.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we're excited. Like we've had the same conversation with Library CEO Jeremy Kaufman.
Yes.
Yep.
We've been having that conversation for the better half of a year. It
I
just
remember
comes down
telling
to-
Jeremy to be your live stream service. I remember telling Library to get up on Float and be that, and they just took forever. And you guys were like, "Fine, we'll build it ourselves," and you did. But I still would love to see something like an Odyssey collab on Float side. That would be absolute badass.
You just might. That's
Fuck
all I'm
yeah.
gonna say is you just might. But we're super excited. Interoperability, that's how we win, and Facebook and Twitter's ability to not allow any other company to come in and work with them opposed to, working against them. That's how they lose. And so, I think that's our advantage, that we know that.
Yeah, they're too big to succeed at this point. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. They just go around and buy up everything instead of adopting it and utilizing it as an interoperable layer. They just look at Snapchat or Instagram and they buy it. And basically by doing that, you're killing a community instead of, conjoining a community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and to use the very apt metaphor, rising tide lifts all ships. That's what we're really about, is like, we've got all these various communities. Let's bring them together.
Oh, Anthony, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate. Oh, he sent me 2. Dude, I got 10 euros. I got the best shitcoin in the fiat world. That is the Bitcoin of fiat, ladies and gentlemen. I got 10 euro from Anthony. He said, "How can we buy Float? How can people get involved in the Float token ecosystem? How can they buy Float, or I guess earn it? Because I'd like to say earn before you buy, but if you are a whale, how I guess could they earn and buy some Float?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So earning is coming. It's on the roadmap, but currently we are preparing, I guess you'd say, a public pre-sale, and that is happening through our Plank Owner NFT release. So releasing an NFT that is for our early adopters, and they get a ton of benefits and perks on the platform. It's kind of like I've been calling it our VIP ticket to Flote V1.0. And then depending on which tier NFT you purchase, you'll get an airdrop of Flote tokens. So that's how we're going to be introducing the token to our early adopters. After that,
VIP
opening up
NFT
to the public.
It sounds bougie, and I like it. I'm getting a VIP
It is.
NFT.
I'm gonna scoop that domain up right now.
Good
I'm
luck.
sure it's already taken.
Yeah. It's funny. I know people that have spent more money on domain names, and I know she's probably watching. She knows who she is. Stop. I know people that have spent more money on domain names than diversifying their asset bags. So it's just like odds of VIP. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, if you bought a bunch of ENS names, you just got a fat airdrop. So I made way more in that airdrop than I ever spent on domain names.
Are you sure though? Because I remember spending a whole Ethereum on a domain name because it was only $5 for an Ethereum. So I don't think I made my money back yet on how much I spent playing with Ethereum, because it was like I was playing with Ethereum when it was under $10. So I definitely spent like when I made my ENS, it was definitely like a whole Ethereum or multiple Ethereum.
Well, I guess I wasn't that early.
I think it was 0.1 ETH actually at the time, right? Was somebody in the chat? Do you remember? I think it was like 0.1 ETH minimum. And I did like a lot of names, but I got the airdrop. It wasn't bad. I bought a bunch of VR headsets and gave them away to my community. Gave one to one of the guys on the team. Did a give. I got the paint airdrop too for like minting NFTs. Mm-hmm. I got like 50 grand or something, and I gave half of it away in my Telegram. Literally, I said comment your Ethereum address, and I just airdropped everybody paint, like tens of thousands of dollars, just giving away.
Damn. Wait, I think my paint's only worth about like $50 at this point.
Ken, are you like Satoshi Claus or something?
No, that would be nice, but whenever I get an airdrop, it's just like part of my like I can sleep at night knowing I gave half of it away, right? So if I wake up to an airdrop and I see people in the community that weren't fortunate enough, it's almost like waking up on Christmas and not having any presents. I've been on both sides of that, and I don't want to show my friends my cool new action figure I got when they didn't get anything, right? So until I can spread that feeling around, till I can feel comfortable enough to be like, yeah, remember that ENS drop we all got? Like, yeah, we all got it, because those that missed it, I made sure that they felt like they were a part of it too. You know what I mean? So it's not like one of those like we all in air quotes where it's like, like wag me, like a Bored Ape Yacht Club dude yelling wag me pisses me off. Because how the fuck can we all make it when there's only 10,000 of your cool club NFTs? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's not a wag me, bro. Even Bitcoin's not a wag me in that sense. Yeah.
No, then you get into the mutant apes and the baby apes and
dude, so all the other all the bro. So like whenever I get an airdrop, I spread it around, and I don't know, like I feel like you are doing the same thing with the fucking VIP NFT. Like how's that any different than hooking up their early adopters with like the spreading of that love? It's the same thing, man. Love gets love, and that's why I love Flote. And I think people in the chat can see like, what's heading this direction, and I wanted to jump into it kind of with that ENS and Flote direction, and seeing like we saw Jack from Twitter talk about including a MetaMask verification for verifying your profile photos, and I was very hopeful. As soon as I saw that, I was like, fuck me, I hope that Flote beats them to this, because these are the platforms that paved the way for him to even consider adding in a MetaMask extension for a profile photo authenticator for an NFT. Like Jack wouldn't even be talking like this if it wasn't for what Aaron and Kingsley have put together and everybody at the Flote team. So I'm just curious, like, do we see like an ENS, or MetaMask like PFP kind of thing coming towards Flote? Like,
yes.
Fuck yeah, man. That's what I've been waiting to hear. Because we see Facebook and Twitter talking about getting involved in the crypto sphere and shit. And I'm like, dude, you guys, I remember getting banned for saying buy Bitcoin on Twitter. Like you weren't
Yeah.
even allowed to say buy Bitcoin. You had to be careful about how you phrased it. And then it became like a nomenclature. So we got away with it after a while. But I remember being banned for just saying like buy Bitcoin on Twitter, and now they're saying they're going to get more crypto inclusive. And so what does that look like when you think about doing like a verification layer for profile photos? You know, because I have no clue like what that's even going to look like as far as social media goes. When I can say the photo in your profile, you own that. That's not a
Yeah.
right click download.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, a lot of this is still in the work, so don't quote me on any of this. But the way that I foresee this happening is basically, you connect your wallet to Flote, and then when you go to change your profile picture, you pick from the NFTs that are in your wallet. So it'll just grab the image from there, and you can prove that you are the owner of that NFT. So it doesn't even have to technically be a PFP. It could be any NFT you own, but that's what
Are you
PFPs
saying
are
we're
great
going to
for.
have an animated profile photo if I have a GIF or an MP4 NFT?
Yes, indeed. Yep.
Yes.
I do want to.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that this is the perfect conversation to have because Alexander just got a promotion to like our crypto captain. So he's definitely the guy to talk to about all these cool upcoming features.
Mhm.
Captain Crypto.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's you. I'm sorry.
I know you guys like aren't a big fan of making money and stuff because anarchy, but are any of these features going to be like paywalled or like or am I going to have to like hold a specific amount of float or stake a specific amount of float or provide a specific amount of liquidity to unlock any of these features? Or
There are going to be paid features, paid
Okay.
tiers to unlock new new abilities. We're still working on what those are and what those tiers are, what the mechanisms are for unlocking them. So I can't really speak to specifics on that, but yes, there are.
All right, because
Yeah,
I just wanted to say I don't think there's anything wrong with charging when it comes to social media. We've seen what like free social media can get you, and it's a lot of bots, it's
Right.
a lot of spam, and it's mostly racism and hate.
Yeah. And we've been free in the sense that we don't want to stand in the way of content creators and what they earn. But we're going to be releasing our own product, like our own profile, PFPs, generative PFPs, and various other things where we're going to actually, start driving significant revenue to use to grow. So it's going to remain the same, that we're not going to get in the way of content creators and what they earn, but we're going to start offering more products and features that will help us raise capital.
And I do want to point out that we're not anti, wealth, as because you had mentioned anarchy.
We're anti-tax, so we don't want to tax content creators.
Those things don't correlate. Ultimately, we didn't feel comfortable creating paid features or charging to use our social media until we felt comfortable enough where we know that the platform is stable and it's a solid environment. Once the platform is more scalable and more solid from this rebuild that we are in the middle of building, that's when you'll see kind of like the Flote Plus premium featured tier come out. That's when you'll see ads here and there, promoted posts, that kind of thing. We're definitely not anti making money. We just want to be able to give our users the best experience before we start extracting value.
Yeah, the platform is really well polished at this point. That's why I'm saying I there's so many things that I see on the Flow side as like an end user that I appreciate, especially like being able to receive satoshis from like the super chats so easily. And I mean, I don't know, it just I guess maybe because I'm so appreciative of how much the platform offers for nothing. Like it's never like again, being such an early end user, regardless of knowing you and the team or not, it's like I would be paying for a lot of these things at this point, like especially with like the membership side of the way Flote runs. Like I could do posts that you can't see unless you're a member, or like reoccurring like subscription donation. Like a lot of this stuff is other things platforms are already charging for that use like the fiat side of things. So maybe it's just because I'm super appreciative of like how much the Flote app already can do. That it's just like,
and now all
shut up
these
and take
big
my money.
all these big platforms like Patreon is now coming out, you know, or
Yeah.
teasing that they're going to do like a crypto Patreon when, you know, Flote has done it from the beginning.
Yeah.
And so it's fun to kind of watch all these platforms sort of reassure us like that was the right direction to take. And
Why do
so
I always
now
forget who you integrated with on that? We didn't use integrate with
Bit-
somebody.
yeah, it was Bitbacker.
Bitbacker, I fucking loved those guys. That was epic shit back then. And yeah, I remember you guys integrating with them, and I was just like, damn, that's like a rainbow, and that's like a double rainbow. It's like a rainbow meets a rainbow. It's like, this is so beautiful. Yeah.
We acquired Bitbacker back when we launched. So like it was the same year we launched, 2019.
Respect. I remember using it when it was early out, and I was just remember like, you know, playing around with it, and I was like, damn, like Patreon better watch out. Like this makes so much more sense. And I especially with the way I think like social tokens and stuff like that are going, because and I wanted to touch on like, you know, social platforming in the way that it might be going with that too is you know, with the PFP stuff and all that, it's just like the dipping a toe in the NFT space. I have my own, you know, currency now, Ken token. Nathan knows an amazing artist, you know, pretty well. Mine's got blah. I just can't say it more than once. You have to say it like 50 times.
Yeah, you have to drop it.
You have to say it right,
mine has the blah tokens, and he uses those in a social way where I could use blah to, you know, ask him to make a tweet for me to help promote something, or make an exclusive instrumental track for me to use in my movie, like literally like that level of social token adoption. And then I have my own social token where you could like use Ken to buy NFTs or provide liquidity and get like whatever airdrops of other people's tokens for staking LP. Is this something that, you know, Flote has, you know, in conversations about like how do we help users create their own, you know, token in the Flote token ecosystem, and, you know, how musicians will use, you know, Flote to, you know, not just promote their NFTs, but also as a marketplace to sell them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an idea that's kind of been kicking around. We haven't figured out where that fits in to our model just yet, but social tokens are a thing, and we're trying to be on the cutting edge of social technology. So it makes perfect sense that we at some point down the road are going to incorporate all the social currencies.
And not to mention with the Flote NFT Plank series, we will actually be customizing NFTs for content creators so they can promote their custom branded NFT elsewhere.
Dope.
Yeah, so we'll actually create you a Ken Bozak Bro Flote branded NFT.
Okay, so that's awesome. So I mean, even if I had like a Rarible, OpenSea, Atomic Hub, whatever, name all the marketplaces, that could potentially be promoted within that NFT on Flote. So it could be like a flyer for all the things I have going on outside of Flote within Flote.
Right, and the more that you would sell that NFT, correct me if I'm wrong, Alexander, but you, the content creator, would get a piece of each piece of the NFT that you give away.
Yeah, definitely. There's a profit sharing structure. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, because actually funny enough that you mentioned the rev share. Wax, I guess just in case you guys are watching and you don't know, audience, Wax just limited, or Atomic Hub just limited the rev share on secondary market sales on Atomic Hub. It can no longer be over 6%. So you cannot make more than 6% on commission on Atomic Hub. They just like set a new limit on it. Mine is set.
Why
at
do
15.
you think that is? Honestly, your honest opinion.
Because people like me make 15% on $1 million secondary markets in 1 year, and so they were like, "Fuck that."
Right.
That's just too much money coming out of their pocket.
Right.
I'm hoping it's not that, honestly, but you know, because we'll see somebody else take their business. Obviously, that happens, right?
Well, that's what
Or
happens with
that's why,
everything,
if you
right?
can tell.
Eventually, there
So-
becomes a competition, and everyone has to eventually fight for the love of the customer over lowering prices, right?
That's
I
the
love
That
beauty
you
makes
of
it
the
so
too
much.
easy.
I'll give you a better price than that guy.
It makes
that's the
it
beauty
way
of the
too
free
easy.
market. You know what I mean?
Big exactly.
Oh, for sure.
You know what? Speaking of free market, how did you decide on which sidechain solution to go with? And I'm curious, like, what would have been like a hard second? Like, where was there like anywhere you almost like Binance or Cardano or anywhere that you were like considering, and just wondering what drove you to the solution that you are using right now?
Yeah. I mean, we'd looked at pretty much all of them. We wanted something that would be damn near free as far as fees go. And we also wanted something where we could effectively, down the road, decentralize our platform, which is why why we've decided to do a Polygon side chain. So we're actually going to have our own chain. We're not just going to be on Polygon. We're going to have our own, kind of float chain, but it all can be bridged back to Ethereum. So I think that's important. Being, Ethereum's kind of like the industry standard for smart contract and all of that, and where all the value ends up accruing to. So we wanted to make sure that there was a direct tie back to Ethereum mainnet. And I mean, Polygon's doing great things. You'll be able to pay your fees in float tokens, so you don't have to hold Matic in order to do it. And the fee is going to be so minimal that you practically don't even notice it. So it's effectively free. I mean, we looked at other things. There's been talks of like, I don't know, Solana, and
that's what I was actually. I'm so happy you mentioned that, because I thought that would have. I honestly thought that's where Flote would have went, mentioning like on chain on Solana or side chain with Ethereum. A lot of projects are starting to give Solana that chance, but again, personally, legacy matters here in the Bitcoin world. That's why Bitcoin matters. It's legacy is why it's worth the most, right? I think Ethereum has more legacy in the smart contract space with dApps and these, so is that why you lean more towards Ethereum, because it had the legacy side of things? Because Solana does, it's getting way too much attention for how new of a baby it is. It's barely
right. Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah. And Solana still stumbles too.
That's what I mean. So I'm just saying this. So like, remember when Ethereum was scalable? Like, just saying, Solana fans. All right, sir, do go on.
That's all right.
I just feel like you saw it inevitably coming. What I see inevitably coming to Solana is it looks like a good idea until there's a million things on it, and then we'll see what happens.
For sure. Yeah. And we want to be able to incorporate a lot of dApps and blockchain games here soon. And the vast majority are built on Ethereum or are EVM compatible, and are I'd say that Polygon is a close second for a lot of gaming type of dApps.
It's like the most bridged portal, right? Or what
exactly.
You call it, Oracle.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really our mindset, is like, how do we ride this network effect the best while still being cheap and easy to use for our users. And so, yeah, Polygon was, I think, the obvious choice, but we are talking about going multi-chain down the road and not, being chain agnostic, I should say. It's just, one step at a time, right?
Nathan, what do you think about being able to like upload, some music onto Flote and having people like, not just like it, but actually send you a donation, as well as it just not being a video or an audio file, but also being an NFT.
Right. I mean, as a musician, it definitely kind of changes things, right? Because instead of seeking out record labels and contracts after becoming popular, you can earn while doing it. So if you're good at promoting yourself while waiting for people to notice you, you can actually sustain yourself and make a decent living. That's kind of one of the things that brings to my mind, at least.
Isn't that how Soulja Boy took off on MySpace and shit? Isn't that how MySpace took off, was because of music?
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, as a musician, you're your side job is to find alternate streams of revenue, because usually your likeness, your name, your music is locked up by whatever contract you're in, with whatever label you're a part of. So it's very helpful to be able to put out new content, or as an indie artist especially, put out content and be rewarded for it, to where you kind of win either way. You don't have to get noticed by the people that can pay you. Your fans are already paying you.
So like this is how, like, after talking to Alexander for a little bit, this is kind of, and I don't mean to say it because of how kind of like where MySpace is, you know, today or whatever, but it sounds like this could be like a MySpace opportunity for artists and musicians and, you know, people coming out with NFTs. Is like, it's not Twitter. It's not going to be where it already was. Like, I really do see Flote having that opportunity that MySpace provided for musicians, where it was like Justin Bieber came out of YouTube before YouTube was popular. So in like retrospect, it's like Justin Bieber that made YouTube popular because he became popular from there. Like, it's you know, so it's like a clout feeding chain, like cyclical event. And I feel like with what Flote has to offer to a lot of new, you know, artists, when it's like, you know, drawing or musician or whatever, I think it's going to be great to see them utilizing Flote for this. You did mention gaming though, and I wanted to go back to that. Is this like how like Facebook and Zynga or whatever has like that, you know, Farmville kind of thing? Is this like where I could send my mom to play Alien Worlds or some kind of blockchain game? Like,
yeah, conceivably, yeah, we could plug in a variety of different games that you can play, and then show what you've earned, or brag to your friends by earning a badge or what have you on the platform. But I mean, that's one aspect of it. But there's also sort of the bigger picture too of like, I know it's the big topic right now, but like the metaverse play. And with Facebook coming out, they kind of took the wind out of our sails a little bit, because we've been working on our own metaverse play for over a year now. And they
did the thing that's most disruptive though, is they disrupted what you have, is the genuine opportunity to get ahead of it. And they're not afraid to take the risk. So the more you do now and the more risk you take now, the more chance you have of supplanting some of those powers that be. Because they're afraid to move.
Yeah, exactly. And, if it's Facebook, it's going to be, a walled garden. It's going to be, you can only do so much. Whereas, we want ours to be as open and free as possible.
If Ready Player One ended the other way.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Nice. So yeah, we actually have our own sister company, which is a game development studio. And I don't know how much I can talk about. So if I slap my hand, Aaron, if I start getting into anything proprietary.
Kingsley's just gonna run into the room and scream, "Stop!"
But yeah, I mean, we've got a full open world VR integrated metaverse play that's coming next year.
Oh,
yeah.
And it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
I have a VR headset, so I am ready for this. And we just gave one away to somebody in our community and one of the team members. We're going to continue to do this because I think it's very important to have an on-ramp into not just crypto, but the metaverse. As much as we wanted to, red pill people into crypto with their first Satoshis, whether it's a piece of cardboard or an Oculus 2, we need to start helping as many people as we can get into the metaverse.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been saying it for a long time that it's not cryptocurrencies that are going to bring in the normies. It's gaming. Gaming and NFTs are the tip of the spear to bring crypto to the masses. And so, it's like you can't teach somebody about Austrian economics if they have zero interest. But if they like playing video games, then they're going to earn something for it, be it a skin that they can sell or tokens they can go and turn around and, purchase a new weapon, whatever it happens to be. They're going to get excited about that.
Yeah, they understand the value proposition of that in a way where a lot of like even successful business people right now don't. And it's because they're using the technology. It actually makes me want to ask you, are you guys kind of developing your own? And you don't have to answer this if you can't, I understand. You're developing your own sort of metaverse? You kind of collaborating with an existing?
I guess you would say it's our own, right, Aaron? I mean, it's our sister studio.
Yeah, yes, it is our own. So the really cool thing is a lot of these metaverse projects are very blockchain first based, whereas our metaverse is more gaming with blockchain and NFT elements. So it's going to be really exciting. I think what we're doing is we are kind of giving people the opportunity, especially gamers, to kind of understand a little bit more of the crypto side and how crypto and NFTs play a role in that that world. So
yeah. And I think like one of the big differences is in a lot of crypto gaming being play to earn. It's all really grindy stuff where you're just doing like repetitive shit to earn tokens, and the point of playing is earning. But there's this new philosophy that I'd call play and earn. It's like just by virtue of playing and enjoying yourself, you're also earning. You're also getting value out.
That's more sustainable as a business too, because if people actually enjoy what they're doing, they'll spend more time there, obviously, right? So it's like, it is kind of a wonder that people don't put that first. And it kind of lends itself to one theory that I have, that like in the future, a lot of people probably won't know that they're using blockchain.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's like, why make them understand that if all they really want to do is play the game? Like you're kind of creating a wall for yourself there for no good reason. So It's like, I think that's a brilliant move on your part, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's kind of like my conversations with my mom about crypto. She's like, I don't understand Bitcoin. I was like, you don't need to understand it.
They
Just know
really
number go up. That's all you got to know.
I hate to say that.
I mean,
kind of true in a weird way.
How many moms understand PayPal, right? Like at the end of like that's what I try to tell my mom when she's like really going too far. I'm like, do you even really know how PayPal works? You just know how to work it, right? You just know
it's
how
like,
servers work, but you have no clue how it's working, right?
Yeah.
It's like you don't understand how
this works. Just worry about how to work it. You don't need to know how the car combustion engine works to drive.
That's exactly the metaphor I was about.
And you don't know
exactly
how Google works. You just put in a request and it gets you the information. That's all they care about.
And it just they stop because they're overthinking. And
shout out Warren Buffett.
Yeah,
invest
like me
already. Like,
I have
what are you waiting
no
for?
clue how microwaves pop popcorn, but I know that it works so much better than a conventional oven that I just use a microwave to pop popcorn now. I used to use a stovetop. Took forever and it burnt, but now I use a microwave. No clue how that magical box works.
Yeah.
AC, air conditioning.
And I watch it with my nose up against the window trying to figure it out every time I use it still. But I can use it. And that's what I'm saying, guys. You don't need to know how these things work to use them. And I think, especially with platforms like Flote, how you're going to be able to make it the metaverse, so user friendly. Is this something that you're hoping would appeal to, the youth, or is this something, maybe for the grandparents? I'm wondering maybe like what your target demographic audience would be for like the early games that you may be releasing. Are we going for like the kids, or are we going for versed? Because the verse social media gamers on Facebook or whatever, like they're in their 40s. They're the moms and grandmoms that are social media gamers. So I'm just curious, which side of the gamer paradigm would Flote be like aiming for?
I would say it's kind of both simultaneously. Whereas, we've got what we call the Flote Arcade, where we're going to be onboarding dApps and blockchain games. That's more for the already crypto initiated. Whereas with our metaverse Project Mirage, that one is a little bit more for the like established gamers, the people that are used to playing, like first person shooters and what have you.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as the grandmas and grandpas, we're still figuring out how to get to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one has to be
Farmville.
easy. Games are also addictive. Honestly,
Farmville. I don't know what else.
Actually, it comes to mind that in our game there is a level that would appeal to like that demographic.
What's that?
I can't give too much away, but
okay. All right.
Just think what that older demographic, what they do during their free time. It's mostly gambling.
All right.
I was gonna say sex because
I was thinking that too for some reason.
Yeah, right. I was like,
So there are definitely worlds and levels in our metaverse that can appeal to kind of all demographics.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe also like an escape from the nursing home sort of game where you have to like
Awesome.
you have to like break out of your room and like beat up the nurses and like escape, and now you're outside. Got to evade the police.
Not a
Go
bad
find your
idea.
family. Get back at them.
Someone get on this game.
Let's
get that game
go.
going.
It reminds me of that
It's
scene from
GTA
Cloud
again.
Atlas. That was great.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, that's such a good movie. That movie
Yeah.
is a
Cloud
natural
Atlas.
acid trip. Just trying to follow it. Be sober.
Hell yeah.
Just be sober.
I
And
have
by
a
the
red pill
end of
too,
that
by the way.
movie, you will feel as if you were dosed.
Mhm.
I don't know how you could just like half take it off camera, half off camera. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't.
It's because I ran out of liquid. I didn't want people to see me be a freak and just swallow it anyway.
Okay.
'Cause I did. I just like
I'm
and
like,
it's just sitting there probably.
I'm pretty sure that's just what, a caffeine pill or something.
It's
right?
caffeine. Yeah.
That's what I'd
It's
imagine
crazy.
it is. But I was just like,
It's like
YouTube
400
doesn't
milligrams
know.
of caffeine.
They're waiting. YouTube's algorithm's waiting for Morpheus to walk in the room and you get sucked into a mirror. Like these robots have no clue what just happened.
You have no idea, dude. This is gonna go viral because of that red pill.
Great.
Back to the
I
new
love that.
Matrix movie. Neil Patrick Harris is gonna be in it. I hear.
Mhm.
Continue.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but
just
It's weird that you'll probably need a vaccine passport to go see the new Matrix movie.
well,
in
this is why I'm
theaters.
pirating it like everything
Is
else.
that ironic or what? Is it kind of like we're living in a Matrix,
Do
but
you
also
use
like
Plex? Anybody?
Yeah.
I use Plex. Plex. No.
No,
no,
what
it
is
sounds
that?
Oh
Really
my
bad,
god.
actually.
All right, so plex.tv. It's the Xbox media player, like the pirates made it back in the day when they hacked Xbox originally. They turned
Cool.
Xbox into a media player where you could like burn CDs and movies into your Xbox. It was like the Xbox media player thing.
some like
that-
Kim.com shit.
It really is like that level of shit back in the day. But I was like,
Yeah.
I did that. I was that guy. I was like, my Xbox had every Xbox game that you could have ever in it already. Like, and I was like fucking 11 or something, right? So this now is known as Plex, though. They have built this thing, and whatever movies, music, or files that I have downloaded on my computer while my computer's online, it's a public cloud. If we are friends on Plex, you could watch any movie that I have downloaded on my computer, and
Oh, that's
all
cool.
the friends that you make build your basically a Netflix catalog of watchable content that is pooled together, and it is all viewable while everyone's online. So as long
I
as
love
I'm
that.
yeah,
That's cool.
Plex. It's
That's
fucking
dope.
amazing. It's like social media for piracy, even though
Did
they
they
say
pay you?
that's not what it's for. No.
Can I
Some
put
of-
that on my Xbox One?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I'll have to look
Plex
into
one
this.
they call it.
Dude, I
actually.
fucking love Plex. Like seriously, it's so underused, and all you need is like, you know, a good friend that adds you, and you just get like added to this like magical land of like Clifford the Big Red Dog and Fitch and
That's
all
nice.
of these other movies that just like come out and they're on Plex. It's just I love
The
it.
Sandlot.
Dude,
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
It's on there
Kendall's
right now.
ex-fave.
Yeah, dude, it really is though. I actually had Clifford the Big Red Dog stuffed animal when I
I just
was
had a
younger.
dream about Clifford the Big Red Dog. That is so weird that you say that.
I had my
Hey,
tonsils
we're back to the red
removed.
pill again.
I
This
had
is
my
very,
tonsils removed
Matrix-y.
as a kid, and
Me too.
I had a Clifford the Big Red Dog when I came to, and I like took that thing everywhere. And I just remember growing up with this Clifford the Big Red Dog stuffed animal that I got when I got my tonsils removed.
I just had a throat ache and like a cup of ice, I think.
Aw.
I
Yeah, it's sad.
I had a hot nurse that just kept bringing me water ice.
I was too young to know what hot was, I think.
Yeah, he was cool, man. He was cool. I always brought me the
Oh,
mango.
there you go.
Ah, ew.
Ayo.
I
Well,
learned
Ken-
that from hanging out with Mike Salvi too much. Oh, Senor
The
Lupe in the
master.
chat. Thanks for joining. Miss Teen
Senor Lupe.
Crypto's dropping NFTs. Looks like Miss Teen Crypto wants to check out how to add Flote to her restream so she can float over on Flote.app. So
Yeah.
Mega.
I'll help her
All
get
right.
streaming over there. She actually just gave away an NFT. So if you saw the QR code on the screen update, that was a free NFT for Miss Teen Crypto. Go ahead and try to grab that. Matthias, how goes it? Thank you, MD. Or how goes it? Dream or tripping? Nathan, throat ache and cup of ice is the answer.
I know it sounds like a rough night in Miami a week from now.
Well,
I
the way
got a throat ache.
Katoshi said it was
Is that
Nathan.
inappropriate?
Nathan, throat ache and cup of ice
Oh,
is
I
the
get it.
answer. Yeah, exactly.
Those
Oh, I
quotes
get it.
make such a difference.
Yeah, but that's exactly why I
Like, just
knew
knowing that, like,
Kat
oh,
Toshi
okay.
was like, come on, tell him about the air quotes.
Katoshi, love you.
Morgan,
That's the
Matt
best
D,
username
thanks for
ever.
stopping by. Senor Lupe, go ahead and check out Flote.app. Let me know what you think, bro. Love to see you over there. I stream
Love
over
you,
there.
Senor
Every
Lupe.
time you see me streaming, I'm streaming over on Flote.app.
They
try to
see you
stream every day.
streaming. You something.
Yeah, and if you're new to Flote, make sure you go Flote, not the typical way of spelling it.
He be floating dirty.
Did I
Yeah.
spelled it right in the title, right, chat? Wait a minute. Did my
Yeah, you did.
Okay,
Did you?
Flote. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
And then Ken, we're gonna have to get you one of these shirts. So I just want to show your audience. So this is the front.
Nice. And we
And-
saw that
Yes.
before. Kim
And
made a
this
bad
is the
joke.
back.
Now
Oh, nice, it's
wait,
bigger.
now I can say it.
I like
Stay right
that.
there. Ready? Nice tits.
Yeah, you
Can't say that
it
when
to the other
showing the
one.
front.
Yeah, I know. I was like, wait, I can say it now.
And the really cool part about these shirts is the design was actually designed by a Flote user who also sells NFTs, Full Metal Magdalene. And so every time you buy a shirt from
Follow her
us
on
with this
Instagram.
design, she gets 33% of the profit.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Shout
That's
out.
awesome. I love that there's an NFT on a tee, and it's like, yeah, dude. Hey guys, check it out. If you want to support an NFT artist, you can by buying a T-shirt or grab just look at this.
Dope shirt.
Is this like a test run of something to come? Like, can I put like a design together for like a bro float shirt NFT thing?
Flow.
Yeah, so it's actually we're doing that in partnership with Decent, and so Decent's working on doing kind of digital goods with physical item with a digital NFT aspect to it.
Digital.
So yeah, we could do it.
Digital.
That
Yep.
would actually be the first time I've done an NFT on not a Wax blockchain in ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm
I
down.
own one of your ETH NFTs.
Yeah, man, let's talk.
Yeah,
We would
man.
love to do that.
I burned all my ETH NFTs like a year and a half ago or something at this point, and I've only
Got one of
been
your
minting on
Gabstract
Wax.
ones.
So this
Well,
would be pretty interesting to see my community head over to Decent and pick up one of these NFTs. Hey, Flote fam, I see you guys watching because Austin is one of the bros from the Wax community, and he just joined Flote. I just saw him post his Flote. His username is fstop, and it looks like Mellow Fellow just joined. So
Nice.
hey, the Wax bros, my Flote bros over here. I see you in the chat. Would you head over to Decent and pick up some NFTs if I did a bro lab, or would you hate me if I were to mint on anything other than Wax? I don't care. I don't care either way. I just want to hear you kick and scream.
Yeah. Well, if doing Ethereum-based NFTs is a problem, we're working on a system where through social proof that you the buyer of a physical good will earn an NFT minted on Polygon. So it's super cheap to do that, and the NFT is basically free. All you have to do is prove that you bought the product.
See, bros, we can do this different. We can make
do it different.
Fun.
And do you know your floor price, by the way, on ETH is 3.5 Ethereum?
Yeah,
I was looking like
That.
yesterday. Just
I
for
know.
Fun.
I feel weird talking about I looked on OpenSea and I looked at what the Gabstract stuff was going for, and I was just like, wow. Like I saw because I got
$14,000.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I got a kickback thingy from Ethereum. I got a commission fee from Ethereum recently.
Very
and I was
nice.
just like, oh wow, somebody.
Like, that's
made
why they
money.
use it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why
damn.
they use it.
Like that's how Nathan's buying
Miss Team
those
Crypto
like
joined
weird
Flote.
Louis bags and stuff.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Miss Team Crypto.
It's
That's awesome.
Miss Team
Love
Crypto
you, Miss
on
Team.
Flote. No way, your username was actually available. This has to be a bot, right?
And that's also
That's a
the beauty of
bot.
it because we are, we are the new kids on the block. Many usernames are available. So we're excited,
Shout out to New Kids on the Block. I'm gonna get their their name, so they have to buy it from me someday as a band. Anyway, go.
There you go.
Well, I see Matthias in the chat said, I don't think Ken is allowed to stray away from wax. Actually, there's a bridge for this. So,
Ken, you can do what you want.
Yeah, well, I do what I want. I do.
You do?
But no, there's bridges now for these I guess sidechain solutions to Ethereum. There's bridges to the side chains that have bridges to the main chain, which basically makes it all the damn same chain, right? At the end of the day, if I can get an AOL email on a Yahoo email account, does it really matter if it's a at whatever? Like if it all works? No, it's just
we just judge you differently,
right? We just judge you differently. Yeah, a little bit.
That's it. That's all. That's literally all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be awesome. So, look out for the Ken Bozak custom NFT that we come up with, and then you'll be able to buy t-shirts of that design. I think that's a good deal.
Yeah,
and Ken just floating on an inner tube down a river or something.
But I want to be naked. I want to be naked, and
of course.
I just, I mean, if
have to be naked.
Look at this. I mean, I just got to fit in with the. Yeah, I want to fit in with what's already going.
Just put his face on that.
This is actually going to be Ken Bozak.
I was just gonna say, give her a beard. Yeah,
just pop a beard on there. A beard and a giant joint. It's set. Ken Bozak.
I love that. That's my favorite.
I don't think I've ever heard that version of my last name before.
Wow.
All right, let's trademark that. Check.
See, the sack in there throws everybody off to making like man private jokes, and we forget to put boob right there. Boob sack.
Yeah.
Very logical. And I mean, we're all children, so let's discuss it.
And that's awesome. I just saw Miss Teen Crypto said she had made her account months ago, didn't realize, and she's been watching shows on Flote. Just hasn't noticed she's been using Flote. That's pretty. Yeah,
she's so crypto that she doesn't even know she's doing crypto.
I've definitely thought I've seen her in my Flote chat once, and that's why I was like, wow, I wonder if this was a bot when I saw her post her link. But she said she's already had her account made months ago. So
okay, cool. I'm gonna go follow her right now. I haven't seen her, so let's see. But also the cool thing about Flote is that we are also NSFW friendly too. So
that's cool.
Oh, I did want to talk about that because there's not much of that in the NFT space where it's safe. And honestly, I was wondering, I didn't really want to get to it, but I mean, might as well, because you did kind of mention like the OnlyFans and Patreon or whatever kind of thing. And I'm wondering, like, is this, will this work for people that are in those, not safe for work or sex worker environments to, adopt a platform, do live streaming, start doing NFTs, stuff like that? Is this a place where they can experiment in the crypto space on Flote?
Yeah, they absolutely could. There's nothing stopping them. We don't really have a big community of that right now, but yeah, nothing stopping them.
So if I wanted to go on there to show my boobs for sacks,
your boob sacks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch out, world.
Yeah.
Here we come.
And people can
just tag it NSFW.
Yeah, tag it NSFW, and people can subscribe to your exclusive content, and we don't make anything from that. You would collect all of your earnings from that.
Nice. Yeah. I need to start earning money from my tips.
And there's the reoccurring subscription model. So if, you wanted to, in the same limelight of like an OnlyFans thing, I could, have a paid walled upload. I've seen where when I go to make a post, I could specifically post it for a specific membership group or multiple groups. So it could be like $1 a month, $5 a month, $100 a month. And when I go to upload something on Flote, I could just select that tier of who I want to make it viewable for. And now it's kind of like that paywalled content, but 100% of that paywall goes to me?
Yes.
Correct.
It's cool.
You listening, bro?
Thanks, YouTube.
Right?
Thanks, YouTube, for nothing.
YouTube takes 30% of each subscription. OnlyFans takes 1%.
So you hear us, people out there. That means tip us 30% more. That way we get the intended amount that you actually want us to have. Go ahead.
Or go to Flote.
Or just use Flote.
Just use Flote. What sounds better, right?
Sounds like it's easier to just use Flote.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this was fun, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and Fuck, man. Can I say fuck? I guess
Yes.
Yeah, well, this is why.
But we have a 3 fuck minimum though.
Dude,
You have to say it at least 3 times.
Can I tell you why
I'm
I'm
at
so like I don't give a fuck when I live stream? Like
I
honestly,
don't give a fuck either.
because like I say this all the time when people ask me like, bro, like why do you curse all the time? Smoke weed? Like, dude, I've done drugs to the point I fell off my chair and hit my head on a wall on a live stream, and people are like, dude, aren't you afraid of getting like
Made me
banned?
sad.
I'm like, bro, you know how many times I followed the rules and YouTube still banned me? Do you know how many times I followed the rules and Twitter still banned me? I know Aaron and Kingsley. I use Flote.app. And I have library as my backup. With Flote and library, I could give 2 fucks less what happens to my Twitch account, my YouTube account, my Twitter account, my Facebook account. Fuck all of these other accounts. I can still be me over on Flote, and library's got it all backed up anyway. So it's like I don't have that feeling that a lot of these other content creators have for like self-preservation. So like self-preservation like encourages self-censorship. I fucking hate self-censorship. Like the only thing worse than censorship is self-censorship for the sake of self-preservation. Like you're literally lying to not just yourself but the world around you just to manipulate it for what? Just be yourself.
Did you guys
It's demoralizing.
It's so demoralizing. Did you guys see that Governor Abbott of Texas just recently proposed a bill where you will be able to sue Facebook and Twitter and YouTube if they ban you without a reasonable cause?
Cool.
So
hopefully that's enforceable.
If they ban you, I thought that was interesting.
I get banned all the time. I think Twitter just shadow bans me at this point. Like they don't want to ban me. They just shadow ban me because it's more fun for them to watch me squirm.
We'll see you at Art Basel, Jack. What's up? Ken's gonna come and talk to you.
I wanted to Periscope, go so bad.
That's what you're gonna say.
I'm not gonna make Art Basel this year. I thought Bit Basel was a conference itself. So Bit Basel is just doing a hackathon, right?
I think so, yeah. It's only as big as the community can afford to make it. You know, that's kind of what Bit Basel is, in opposed to like, you know, not in opposed, but I guess in collaboration with Art Basel. And this year there's also an NFT Basel. I believe it's nftblz.com.io something. I'm going.
Almost his balls.
Yeah, well, I'm going there on behalf of Wax. Okay, so thanks for helping me make that professional announcement. I'll be speaking.
I think I am
NFT
too, technically.
Basel,
my company.
And I'll be at Decentral in Miami on behalf of Wax talking about NFTs. So it's going to be fun.
Interesting. Yeah, so that's November 30th at the FTX Arena.
Yeah, which you can't even use if you live in Florida.
And
it's been there for like a year too.
And it looks like tickets aren't that expensive. It looks like they're $200.
Yeah, if you can't afford that and you're in the Miami area, please don't afford it and just like stand in a very inconspicuous line at a fire exit.
I love that. See, the beauty of UCAN is that you throw conferences that really allow, first of all, newbies and veterans alike to come together and learn from each other, you know, and that's why I appreciate you so much. I think you are so underrated in this space because you give people those opportunities to learn and get involved, sort of like us. And that's kind of what we're about too, is we're not interested in pulling, you know, like a crazy profit or, you know, charging people $200, $300, $400, you know, to come and gain knowledge and network with other people. So I appreciate that about you. I hope you know that.
Yeah, it's one of the best things about Ken. He actually sees like the people that need this knowledge the most probably can't afford to get into the places where they're giving it out. So it's like somebody has to be willing to let them in so that they can actually progress, and we can allow this to become that WAGMI thing that we all love, where it's like we're all going to win together type of thing. And I'm not
saying there's anything wrong with charging, you know, $200, $300 per ticket. If that ticket price if it has value, you
Rick
know,
Ross better be there.
Rick Ross better be.
Oh my God.
That was so funny, bro.
Did you know Bitcoin 2022 has $1 million sponsorship tier?
Yeah, they'll literally take any shitcoin's money. Hey, if I could raise that with the Ken token and I spent it on that, I would have to slap myself. Like That's like, you know what I mean? Like Mr. Beast level thing was like, even if you could afford it, it's like, do you know how many homeless people we could get turkeys for this Thanksgiving? Like, who's going to be the dumbass that spends the $1 million on that sponsorship? Because they're going to be held accountable to have done something charitable with equal to or more money, right? Like, as the world wakes up to, you know, straws killing turtles, corporations are held accountable now. And to see like the conversations are now, like, we know how much a Super Bowl ad costs, and when we see a company use Super Bowl time for their commercials, people want to look into, well, what's their carbon reduction, you know, model look like, or what's their
No, now
homeless
they just make it
initiatives look
super
like?
woke. So they think they're killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, an advertisement about cleaning the beach during the
Exactly.
Super Bowl.
Turtles with one straw,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, fuck,
Yeah, or-
2 turtles with 1 straw. That is, I'm using that analogy for the rest of my life now.
Better tweet that out.
Turtles, one straw.
Better make
That's
some
a
people
great-
I
think
mean,
that's
float it
you.
out.
Yeah,
Float it.
we're gonna float out on that note, ladies and gentlemen. Check us out on Flote.app. Miss Teen Crypto's on there. I see Katoshi
Oh,
Syndicate.
floating.
We have Austin on there with F Stop.
Stop.
Miss Teen Crypto on there. I got Morton Matt D on there. Everybody's joining. The Mellow Life is there. So everybody check it out. Miss Teen Crypto is going to be live streaming on there soon. And I actually have a Bitcoin wallet already hooked up, so I can send you some sats when you go live over there.
Me too.
All right, bros. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And as always, have a day.
Goodbye.
Oh, wait. Let me use my diamond hand. Diamond.
Do that.
I am excited, folks. I'm excited. We're going to talk about the Go Bros 420 membership today. Did you get yours? Did you